If you're seeing this, then this is your Leo new moon messages. Hello, my name is Lara, and I'm here with some tarot cards, some oracle cards. We're going to talk a little bit about the astrology. We're going to do a reading, and we're going to kiki and see if we can kind of make sense of what's going on in and around us in these times. There's a lot happening. So we'll talk, there's a lot of stuff that's in retrograde while we have this new moon, which is making the energy extra spicy. So, but it wouldn't be a Leo new moon without a little drama, okay? More passion, energy, all right? So you can go ahead and settle in. We're gonna chit chat a bit. We'll kiki and this is a reading that is going out on July 24th, 2025. So if you're finding that on or around that time, amazing. That's where I am in the space-time continuum, and that's the motion of the planets and things and everything that's happening. If you're not finding this at that time, if it's any time later than that, that's okay too, because the patterns and the themes and the energies here, whatever it is, you're connected into it. Okay, so you can just pick out what's right for you. This is a general reading, so my hair. Sorry, this is a general reading. So it may not be super specific to what you have happening in your life, but again, we're talking about sort of like the larger collective, what we all share, okay? Ideally, whenever you're finding these messages, you're tuned into whatever is here, and you are going to know what messages are meant for you. Please use your discernment, okay? You get to decide, which is like such a powerful thing, and kind of ties in with all this Leo energy of like making your own decisions and living a sovereign life. So, and standing in your power. So, embody that. And, if there's something that doesn't completely make sense or doesn't feel like that's it, then that's okay. You don't have to take that with you. You'll know. Your intuition will know one way or another. It'll nag at you otherwise. So hopefully this is at the very least, a little entertaining. Maybe you'll even get some insight or some clarity with you on the way out. So yeah, that's all we can really hope here. So, okay, great. I think without further ado, we'll kind of move into talking about the astrology. So we're here again at our new moon cycle, the beginning of our next lunar cycle in Leo season. So it literally the season just turned here with the new moon. And Leo is the lion. Leo is strength and courage and confidence, but Leo is also ruled by the heart. It is very heart-centered energy. It is the sun. Okay, and so there's a lot of like connecting with desire and our sense of self and our sense of power. Leo also carries themes of inner child, childlike innocence as well, play, creativity. It's a really, really beautiful energy. The card in tarot is the sun card. So it's big energy. It's passionate. It loves the drama. It is loyal. It's royal. It is taking center stage. It is also, interestingly enough, while it's very heart centered, it's also about this particular one, I guess. It's about using our voice to speak up as part of like standing in your power. So when you think of a lion and like the lion's roar, right? That's kind of the energy that we're talking about. So it's big energy, peak summertime energy, and we also have this moon happening with Mercury retrograde also in Leo. So this is a lot about your truth and speaking your truth, standing in your truth. We also have, so that's the inner planet in retrograde. We also have Saturn and Neptune are retrograde in Aries. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius, I think. Don't quote me on that one. Chiron is also retrograde, and I'm forgetting in what. But big energies, super hugely reflective time. Okay. I think a lot of this is going to be about, there's a couple things here, and it's interesting because Leo is such a fiery energy, and fire is often action and motivation and like moving forward in a very passionate way. But we're in such a heavy retrograde, and retrogrades are asking us to slow down and reflect. So I think this is going to be an interesting phase that this moon is opening up, of challenging us, whether this is something that we're doing like, you know, out of performance, or is this us standing in our truth? It's not about having everything like perfectly set. There's more that will be revealed, excuse me, with the retrograding. You don't know all the information yet. And it's about showing up for your truth anyway, but intentionally and in a way that's like practicing patience as well, if that makes sense. So I think for a lot of us, that will be like realizing certain truths and not necessarily acting on them right away. New moons also are a huge time to manifest. So everybody's always like, oh, manifest with a new moon. And I think that it's important to take into consideration all of that retrograding energy, because whatever manifestation that you may be wanting to call in, this is going to open up a portal of like refinement on whatever that is. And just being really clear about your intention that you're setting, if you're setting intention under this energy, because again, Mercury is in retrograde. So we want to make sure that we are, that we're just very, very clear about the intention. I don't think it has to come out or necessarily be interpreted. You know, that's up to somebody else. But when we're really clear, we can continue to refine that clarity through the clarity that is to come. But it's sort of like when you're like, I don't know how I know it, but I know it. And this is the hill I'm going to die on. But you do take your time to let the why come in, if that makes sense. Is that making sense? So big lion energy, big cat energy. And we have our oracle and our tarot here. So what do you say we just kind of get into it? I'm curious to see what it is we will be asked to focus on. So I'm going to pull our dragon path card and see who is here to guide us through this new moon portal. And then we will take a look at the tarot. We'll see what we are meant to be focused on under this new moon energy, and then what will be asked to be released, and then what will we be bringing in as far as our focus. Does that make sense? So when we release something, we create space for something new. And then we have the moon deck, and we'll get a little little action on how to embody the energy. And ground it down, ground it in. That's what you want to do. You want to ground that fire. So there's also been a lot of activity. I think the last couple days has been kind of chill, but there's been a lot of activity as far as the Schumann resonance. There's been solar flare, not only flares, but like storms. So that's just like, this is just kind of the tip of the icebergs. So if you're feeling worn out and tired, maybe it's the heat, but it's also probably not just the heat. There's a lot going on. So also make sure, even if, because this fire energy kind of wants us to like rush forward, but even in that case, making sure that you're taking time to just take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't have to tell me twice. Okay, here we go. Well, actually you do. You have to tell me a lot. But, yeah. Anyway, we're getting better at it. Okay, so let's grab our Dragon Path deck, and we'll see who here would like to come and be our guide under this new moon energy. What dragon is here to guide all of those finding this video? Is that it? Yes. Zoe. Mm-hmm. Wow. Courage. Courage. Yes. So I see this card. I see this card as very, very similar energy to the Strength card in tarot. We have the yellow in the dragon as well. Number 9. Let's see what the book has to say about courage, but I mean like already. And then under the deck, we also have peace, because I peeked. So great. Courage and peace. I like whatever this is. So here we go. But let's take a look at courage and see what courage has to say specifically. There you are. Courage. Can you see? This beautiful, powerful dragon comes to the fore when we need to be strong, usually in an emotional level. We may need her strength for many life situations. For example, when we have lost a loved one or are making huge life changes. Sound familiar? You making some changes? Huh? And we need an extra dose of courage. She is there to support you, an anchor to hold on to. She says, you are safe. It's fine to be strong and vulnerable at the same time. You are capable of a great many things, and it's time to acknowledge them and to believe in yourself. Your depth of character is your ally. Your ability and tenacity are your anchors. Now is the time to own them. Be brave, stand tall. You've got this. Okay, so we were already talking about standing in our truth, being brave, having courage. So this is very, very Leo, like hitting it right on the nose. You are far braver than you give yourself credit for. If you find your courage failing and your self-doubt taking over, call upon courage until you find your feet. She will guide you through any challenging situation and support your self-belief. All you have to do is ask. She assures you that everything is exactly as it's supposed to be, even if you are unable to see the bigger picture. Retrograde. Okay? Courage is a perfect meditation partner. So that's a cool idea, meditating with this dragon energy. Making sure you know. I also feel like the dragon itself kind of looks like a lion, like with the lion mane. Do you see that? You know, it's kind of like, It's not like scales. It's like, it's almost like the hair, the fur, what have you. Interesting. Okay. So there we go. That's a bold start, everybody. That's a bold start. All right. So let's go ahead and get our tarot cards. Where would you like to take us? Whoo, feels big. This feels like a big deal. This feels like a big deal. I think there will be those of us who are ready and those of us who are not ready, and that's okay. You're ready when you're ready. Again, you have to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as you need to. But this feels huge. This feels huge. So let's see what we've got. Okay. Yeah. We're good? Okay. All right. So let's see what we've got for our tarot. We're going to get our first tarot card, which is where you would like us to focus. Hello. Wow. 10 of Pentacles flying out. Wow. Okay. Let's see the card that, could we please have a card for what we will be releasing? Interesting. And then what, one card for what we will be bringing in under this new moon energy. What's coming in? Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely walking out of this situation not the same. And you know what's funny? If you watched the Tarot Tuesday that just went up a couple days ago, we were talking about like becoming a new version of you. Okay. Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's start with our shadow cards. Underneath the deck, our shadow cards, this is representing our subconscious mind, all the energy that's just below the surface that is running the entire show. So what I'm seeing here is that there is this sense of realigning, like reprioritizing where you're getting yourself started here. Reprioritizing where you're getting yourself started in order to build a more solid foundation is what's coming through with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. I really feels like you're coming out of some kind of isolation here with this idea, this like, oh, right, like I'm going to focus on this because when I build this up, that's going to be the foundation and the platform that all of these other things will be springing from. Okay. And I think previous to this, you spent a lot of time in isolation, going within and looking at what you do and where you do need to prioritize. And I also think there's an element here of like reframing what you feel is missed opportunity, because this card in reverse can often feel like missed opportunity. Maybe there's been sort of a conflict in like feeling like prioritizing one thing over another means that you're not going to be able to do the other things. I don't see that as the case, but in order to move forward, you do need to prioritize the one thing that is going to set the stable foundation for everything else. And it's coming out of the darkness now, knowing this information because you did the work, you went inside, you asked yourself the questions, right? And now it's time to give it a try with a Page of Pentacles here. This is about planting the seed and in a way that's making sure the seed is like rooting down into the ground. This particular pentacle has like a vine that's growing down the leg here, right? And into the ground. So, you know, and in the ways that requires this, you know, new information, like learning new things about how you're building this foundation. Okay? There is still, however, energy that's draining you with the Seven of Wands in reverse that is rocking your sense of self enough, and it's draining you. It has, with the Ace of Cups, it's very emotionally draining. And the Seven of Cups in reverse, it's been incredibly overwhelming. There's just too much going on. I think there's also, it's causing creative blocks. Whatever you are allowing, have been allowing to get in and drain that energy. There's a lot of imbalance here, and all of that is being ripped away right now. Okay? So I get this sense of like, it's almost like a rumbling from the deep. And there's a lot of this sort of like emotional stuff that will be falling away, okay? So that you can really get focused and move forward with this new like insight, sense of direction, maybe too. Yeah, okay. So I think, so that's interesting. So it's going to be a lot of change. It's going to be a lot of upheaval that's coming in for us right now. And I think that's really where we need that courage to come in. Because when there's a lot of change happening, it's very disorienting. But listen, I mean, looks pretty good. You know? I think having that courage, that confidence too, that comes with the Leo energy. The courage almost is, the confidence is the courage. And just like having such massive confidence in this new way in which you're prioritizing things. The courage to be confident, that knowing that things are just going to work out. And the reason why I say that, right, is because what we have on the table as far as what we're being asked to focus on under this new moon energy is a stable foundation. This is our legacy. This is, you know, whether that means something that's left behind for a family. It doesn't have to actually mean that. This is long-term vision, goals, stability, happiness, particularly with your material resources, if that's been a big question mark for you. So our focus is on our future here. And it really does feel like a financial future. For some of us, that will be like spot on. Maybe it's more figurative for you. It doesn't have to be necessarily. But, you know, with the Ten of Pentacles, this could be like the foundations of like a family that you're building or what have you. It doesn't have to just be like money. Okay. But for a lot of us, I think it will be, or it'll be both, you know. The courage to believe that everyone will be provided for in the end. That's what we have with the Ten of Pentacles. And as far as what we're releasing, the Four of Pentacles, there's a lot of release. A lot of release. The Four of Pentacles in reverse is here. So this is releasing more lack mentality, releasing those feelings of not having enough, not clinging to things that are no longer serving you. There may be those energies that we talked about from the Seven of Wands in reverse that are draining you and overwhelming you and throwing everything out of balance. The energetic, emotional elements of those are also tied to the physical. So whatever is still like leaking in or wherever you're still leaking out, let's put it that way, it's time to fully release this. I'm sort of, yeah, because what we're bringing in is the Eight of Cups. And I think that's a whole new attitude as far as like, you know, you're like this is not serving me. So I also can see that courage really coming in where we need this, because the release of these, the lack mentality, whatever you feel isn't enough, right? This is what is draining you. And it's doing it more than just, I mean, that's, okay, what do I mean here? That's like the block. And the reason that blockage is there, maybe it is a financial block. For some of us, it's a financial block. Or just some sort of block in your ability to build your foundation. That is there because of where the energy is leaking. So with the Eight of Cups, interestingly enough, what we're bringing in, I think, is the courage to walk away from all of that stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. And I think that makes sense for me because it's Mercury retrograde and only just for a few days, and it is not disappointing. What has it been, like a week or something? Something silly like that. And yeah, I think, you know, don't be surprised if things are crawling out of the woodwork. It is here to highlight where that energy leak still exists. It is your challenge, should you choose to accept it. Some of you might not accept the challenge, but it's your challenge if you choose to accept it, to walk the fuck away. Like for real this time. Not that you haven't walked away from a lot, you've walked away from plenty, but it's all gotta go. And you're walking into a bright future here as well. So have courage knowing that you are doing this because you are setting yourself up for the long term. And you can't have these energy leaks. This is about calling your power back. And a lot of times calling your power back is walking away. Courage. Leo energy. Loyalty to yourself. Loyalty and commitment to what it is you're building for yourself. And become this person who you have envisioned yourself to be. This is about becoming the next highest version of you, who, whatever that version of you that is that you see in your mind, this is becoming it. And calling on courage to give you the strength to walk you through. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. I don't know about you. But let's go ahead and see. This is big. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Hang on. This energy feels really big. I needed to make it a little bit more whimsical. Really quick. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. That's better. Okay, let's get our moon deck card. And what kind of insight, advice, what can we take with us or do to help us really ground into this information of the reading, and embody doesn't feel like the right word. Yeah, actualize. How can we actualize what we're seeing here on the table? Could we please have one moon card for the collective? Everybody who's here. Is that it? That's it. That's it. Conscious eating nourishes me. Okay. So I am feeling like getting super mindful of what you are taking in, literally and figuratively. If you have been struggling with your diet lately, it's time to be more conscious of what you're literally ingesting. I think this also goes, this could be like mind food. So like, what are you watching? What are you intaking in any kind of capacity? Maybe that's like your social media feeds or what you're watching or the food that you're eating. Okay, let's see what the moon deck says though. Food is an extension of Earth's love for us, which we must never take for granted. It is a tremendous gift that fuels and nourishes us. Lovingly put foods into your body that make you thrive. Be willing to experiment with what this means for you personally. This is a journey and may change as your phases change. It's also delicious and should be enjoyed. When you consciously eat with gratitude, you raise your vibration, enhance your food's flavor and nutrition, and encourage a positive relationship with your food. Also, what's coming up for me is a little kitchen witchery. Yeah. When you're conscious about not only about the food you eat, but like praying over food is for a specific reason. You can add intention into your food and you can awaken the essence of the food itself for like the spiritual as well as the physical benefits of the food. And that gets pretty fun. Most of the food that I eat is enchanted, so by myself. But anyway, yeah, that could be something for you. When you eat consciously with gratitude, you raise your vibration, enhance your food's flavor and nutrition, and encourage a positive relationship with your body. Food is also a wonderful way to come together with others and take pleasure in communal meals. As you explore a new appreciation for food, consider the season, your cycle, and where your food comes from. This may also be a metaphor. How are you nourishing yourself beyond food, and how is this impacting your well-being? So, I mean, and even beyond like physical stuff, relationships could be a part of this. How are you nourishing yourself? So I think in any and all ways, but if you wanted to kind of play around with some stuff, you could like look up, you know, I mean, you could do it with a glass of water. You can whisper stuff in there, you know? But the ritual that they suggest is pause and pray, like visualizing the energy with your hands over your food, and the light that's nourishing it. And then as you eat it, you let the light enter you, and it's a whole thing. And then you can pray and express gratitude for the bounty. And there's also like eating meditations that you can do where you there's a lot of them, but basically you just sit there and you focus on the food. There's elements to it, there's parts to it where you are focusing on what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, how your mouth is moving. Then there's other parts of it where you begin to think about like everything that went into making the food, where it comes from, who made it, how it was distributed, you know, the people who sold it to you, and just sort of like thinking about all of the elements that go into how you're nourishing yourself. So yeah, there's different ways to do it. That's what I've got. We're going to nourish ourselves, and we're going to be gentle with ourselves, because we're leaving a lot as we walk through this. So have courage. You already do. It's already inside of you. But if you feel like you need more, just ask for it. And, you know, feed yourself well. Feed yourself with good foods that make you feel good. And you know, let the process be refined over time, but you already know what you're stepping into. You already know which way you're going. But the choice is yours. All right? So there you have it. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this was helpful. Was it? Did it make sense? You let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Like this video if it was helpful for you. Subscribe. Share it. Maybe somebody else you know needs to hear something. Yeah, there's all kinds of information in the description box below as well if you want to know more about me. Yeah, do that or don't, you know, you do what's right for you. And I'm wishing you all the best as we walk through this energy. I will, as per usual, be seeing you on the other side.